What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be doing the match analysis from the match yesterday between Barcelona and Red Star Belgrade in the Champions League. We're going to be discussing the team's performance, some individual performances, and also 5 key things that we did learn from the match as well. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get the 200 likes in this video. It would be very much appreciated. And also, if you are new, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, the first thing that we learned from this match is how much Hansi Flick has improved Barcelona's not only clinicality in the final third, but also the decisiveness as well. Let's first take a look at the team's performance in this game with an overall SofaScore rating of 7.24. You can see there the two quite stinky performances from the two quite sus players in this team. Apart from that, it is, normal ratings for those who deserve it. Jules Kounde getting a good 8.3, and Raphinha as well getting the highest rating there with 8.8. But if you look at the average positioning of the players in this game, on the left hand side is the starting lineup, on the right hand side is with the substitutions being included. So on the left hand side, you can see yet again Raphinha drifting into that inside channel on the left hand side. Lewandowski playing a lot down the left hand side, because again that's where mainly the attacks were going, especially in that first half. That diamond in the midfield quite clear with Pedri in the 10, Casado and Frankie as your pivots. Kounde playing probably the most advanced I have seen him play this season. Again, very similar positioning to Raphinha, kind of tucked inside as narrow forwards, and that's of course because they've been drifting a lot, getting that freedom in the final third. Right hand side where the substitutions come in, again structure is still very similar, with again Pau Victor and Fermín López taking that same space that Lewandowski and Raphinha had from the starting lineup. Now, if you take a look at some of the stats from this match, Barcelona finished this game with 70% possession, XG of 3.55, so we got over the XG in this game. 5 big chances, 21 shots, 7 goal kicks, 12 fouls, 669 passes, 13 tackles, 4 free kicks, no yellow cards in this game. Again, of the 21 shots that were in total, 9 of them were on target, 3 of them hit the woodwork, and 9 of them were off target. You can see that the shot map in the middle, again a lot of it coming inside the box, a few outside the box, which of course you do like to see them taking a little crack from distance. 13 of those shots were inside the box, and 9 of them being outside the box. You can see on the right hand side there the heat concentration for this game, where it looks like Barcelona spent more of the time down the right hand side, which I think is quite surprising. I think in the first half especially, everything was going down that left hand channel, but I guess maybe the second half kind of unbalanced it a little bit. Again, we had 3 big chances scored in this game and 2 big chances missed. 1 through ball, 36 touches in the opponent's penalty area, and 1 foul in the final third as well. On the left hand side is where the average percentage of where the ball was spent in this game. 50% of the ball was spent in the middle of the park, with 37% of it spent in Red Star Belgrade's final third. You want to usually say that maybe around the 40%. Again, then 13% was spent in our own defensive third. Now, of the 669 passes we did attempt in this game, 601 of them were accurate, with 13 throw-ins, 70% final entries as well. The duels won, again, were quite on the lower side yet again in the 40% area, with ground duels and aerial duels being a total 1 at 62%, which isn't too bad. Definitely an improvement from previous games. But the most important stat I think that came out from this game, in my opinion, is the stat about Barcelona breaking the goal scoring record. According to Opta Jose, Barcelona have now scored 55 goals in the first 16 games in all competition of this season, for the first time in their history. The previous record after 16 games was 54 goals scored in the 1950-51 season. So we're breaking MSN numbers at this point. I think MSN, they had 46, somewhere around there. That's because Messi was injured early on that first season, the first one after the treble, the 15-16 season. But again, this team is just scoring goals for fun, and the reason why is because Flick has coached them to not only be decisive, but to be clinical in the final third. The main issue, one of the 3 main issues of last season, is Barcelona missing so many chances in really good areas as well. Not like shooting it long ball from distance or anything like that, but they're missing openness, they're missing 1v1s, they're missing clear counterattacks as well. But now it is different the way that Flick has them. Flick is coaching them. The philosophy of being so reliant on us scoring chances is now making this team more decisive in the final third. Again, goals are galore. Everything happening in that final third is perfect. Just have to now tune tune up a little bit the defensive final third. And again, Barcelona can definitely have those, good feeling score lines, 5-0, 4-0, instead of a 5-2 or a 4-1 kind of thing. So again, going forward, everything is working well, and that's due to Hansi Flick breaking records. Defensively, we're conceding less than we normally would over the past 2 years, but again, still more than we needed. Now, the second thing that we learned from this match is yet again Gerard Martin not being at the level that Barcelona suspect from a player of this club. I mean, we are talking like, I've been watching Barcelona now for 15 years and, consecutively. And he is by far, easily in my opinion, top 5 worst players I've seen in the first team. And that says a lot, because I've seen some right stinkers. And again, like we talked about in the team rating at the beginning of the first point, you can see that quite clearly in his stats for this game. Got 6.4 SofaScore rating, again from the heat map, playing as a left back. Only had 3 clearances, 2 interceptions in this game after playing 90 minutes, was dribbled past twice, didn't attempt any aerial duels. He attempted 5 ground duels, won none of them, lost possession 13 times, committed 1 foul, was not fouled himself once, 63 touches, 80% pass accuracy, misplacing 7 passes in total. He had 1 key pass, he attempted 3 crosses, completed 1, 4 long balls, completed 2, and he also attempted 2 dribbles and didn't complete any of them. This is the level that we have now as an alternative for Balde, and this performance cost us against Osasuna, where he had a right stinker. They were getting in behind him, and of course Dominguez as well, not just fully on Gerard Martin. The issue with Gerard Martin is that the narrative in Barcelona has been, oh, he has great passing, he can cross the ball well, which yeah, is true, but he has nothing else to his game whatsoever. Cannot defend, cannot make runs forward, doesn't have any speed for him as well. He's quite, I wouldn't say slow, but he's not quick enough to be, a top fullback. And this is the issue as well. And we've seen now again in the Osasuna game how he cost us with the high line. And we saw it again in this game for the first goal for Red Star. And you can see how far away he has the Red Star attacker ahead of him. And the issue is that he's the one putting his hand up saying that, he's offside, when clearly, as you can see, he's not. And it's difficult to defend him and saying, oh, he's young and blah blah blah. To be honest, he's one of the older players in Barca Athletic, 22 years old. That's quite on the older side. But he's still older than Balde, which shows enough of his level. And I think it's time for Hansi Flick to make a decision on this, because it cost us once. We got away with it in this game. God knows what's going to happen next. I mean, he's now played 2 preseason games. He's come off the bench. I think he started against Valencia in the first game of the season. He had another start against Osasuna, started this game. I've not been impressed once. He had an alright cameo against Man City in the preseason. That is it. I don't know what he's doing in training. I don't know if he has dirt on Flick or nudes of Flick. I have no idea. But he's not earning his spot, in my opinion, based on talent and ability. Because I think Hector Fort is better at left back. I'd rather have David Oduru, who played, made his debut for Barca Athletic now, finally getting his visa. He put a better cameo in his sub performance than Gerard Martin has in the whole entire first team so far this season. I'm very worried that it's going to end up costing us, because Flick plays the gamble to start Gerard Martin against Valencia, got away with it. Osasuna did it. This match, got away with it. Any top or decent winger in this game would have absolutely cooked Gerard Martin. So I don't understand what Flick's idea is with him, but it's very, very clear that Gerard Martin is not at the level to be a Barcelona player, and we're going to have to either not play him at all this season, play him when we absolutely must, or survive this season and hope we make it to the summer without him making another catastrophic error that costs us. Now, the third thing that we've learned from this match is not only the ability of Íñigo Martínez, but the consistency and at the level that he's playing at right now. It is absolutely scary. Got the UEFA Man of the Match in this game, and also got an 8.0 SofaScore rating. And as you can see from the heat map, playing mainly, of course, as that left center back and spending a lot of time on the halfway line. In the match, he played 90 minutes, had 1 goal, 3 clearances, 1 block shot, 1 total tackle. He had the 2 ground duels and won both of them. He had the 2 aerial duels and won both of them. 100% successful in his aerial duels and ground duels in this game. Did not commit a single foul in this game. 106 touches, 94% pass accuracy, only misplacing 6 passes. He attempted 9 long balls and completed 8. I mean, I said in the stream yesterday, he's the best center back in the world right now in current form. I would love anyone in the comments down below to prove me wrong. I think Van Dijk is doing alright. If you want to say Van Dijk, sure, I'll maybe have a little argument there, but I think it's quite even. Apart from that, there is no one getting close to these numbers. I mean, attempted 9 long balls and completed 8. 106 touches, did not commit a single foul in this game. Key passes, 100% successful in all his duels. What center back in the world is putting up these numbers? There is no one that is putting up these numbers. He is ridiculous. And every time I see, Red Star on the attack or them having a good counter attack, I'm sitting there smoking a cigarette and being calm. Like, Inigo's got this. He's got this. Like, I'm not. The only way I think a team can penetrate us is through our fullbacks, whether it's Kounde, Balde, Gerard, Martin, Hector, Fort. I'm not saying they're weak points, but they're the weakest out of them and the center backs. That's how elite that, Inigo and Barca have been this season. And mainly, I think, Inigo. Inigo has been so consistent. Apart from that stinker in the Mestalla in the first game of the season, after that, he's been sublime. Absolutely sublime. We have an absolute cracking player on our hands. And again, I see it almost impossible for the center backs that are currently injured misplacing Íñigo Martínez in this starting lineup. On form right now this season, there is no center back in the world that can touch the form and the ability and the performances of Inigo this season. Now, the fourth thing that we've learned from this match is about Jules Kounde in that one final key category that he needs to improve upon. And when he does, which he was on form in this game, he's second to none in terms of fullbacks in Europe. In this match, he played 90 minutes, as you can see from his, of course, heat map, playing as a right back, but mainly spending a lot of time in the Red Star final third than he is in the defensive final third, which again shows how Barcelona were pressing in this game. In the match, he played 90 minutes, had 3 assists, 1 clearance, 1 block shot. He had the 5 ground duels and won 1 of them. 1 aerial duel, did not win it, lost possession 14 times, did not commit a foul, and was not fouled in this game. He had 79 touches, 93% pass accuracy, only misplacing 4 passes. He also had 4 key passes. He attempted 4 crosses and didn't complete any of them, which I mean is a weird stat based on what we saw in this game. I don't know what Silver scorer is smoking there. 1 long ball, completed it, and he also created 1 big chance. He also attempted 3 dribbles and completed 1 of them as well. The main issue that we've always talked about with Jules Kounde is progressing in the final third. And not only that, but being able to put good balls in. Over the past 2 years of seeing Kounde at right back, there'd be a game where he puts in a good ball. Apart from that, he'd be a bit stagnated. Another game where he puts in a crap pass, crap cross, and you're like, oh, good ball there. Could have been a big chance created. In this game, he was pinpoint perfection with every single cross in the second half. Like I mentioned in the match review yesterday, in the first half, he wasn't really getting involved in the final third. It was mainly Pedri and Lamine putting in and creating the chances in that area. But once Pedri stayed more into the middle in that second half and Kounde was overlapping with Lamine, we saw it quite clear. I think of course, take away the 3 assists away, he also had other crosses that were also very accurate that weren't, being picked upon by the attackers. And if he does that in every single game, there ain't no right back in the world that can touch him. Of course, the reason why Trent is touted as the best right back in the world is because going forward on the ball, he's fantastic. He puts in pinpoint perfection crosses all the time, bangs free kick. His passing is second to none. And what's the main criticism of Trent? Defensively. Kounde is just Trent flipped. Defensively sublime. Going forward, if he's on it, it's fantastic. If not, it's whatever. So for Trent, if he improves defensive ability, he'll be the best right back in the world. If Kounde, affects his final third attributes and his final ball, he'll be the best right back in the world. And we saw today that his crossing was perfect. He mentioned after the game as well that he's in the best physical condition he's ever been in his life. And Flick also mentioned after the game that he was so happy with Kounde's performance. We know that this is basically peak Kounde in the sense that on his form, on his day, this is like his best performance. And we saw how effective he was. If he does that in, big games consistently as well, ain't no one touching him. And the fifth and final thing that we've learned from this match is how integral, how decisive, and how important Casado is for Barcelona in this system, in this style of play. And we see why based on the minutes that he does get this season and also from this performance. In the match, he got 7.3 silver score rating. You can see from his heat map, all over the place, especially in that midfield area. In the match, he played 90 minutes yet again, 121 touches, 91 pass accuracy, misplacing 10 passes, but attempted over triple digits in passes. 1 key pass, he had 2 long balls. He had 1 key pass, he attempted 4 long balls, completed 2 of them. He attempted 2 dribbles, completed 1 of them. He had 10 ground duels and 1-6. He had 3 aerial duels and 1-2. Lost possession 12 times. He committed 2 fouls, was not fouled himself. He also had 1 interception, 5 total tackles as well. And another crazy stat about Casado in this game is that he was never dispossessed. What does that mean? He never himself lost the ball being on the ball. He might have lost the ball based on a misplaced pass, but on the ball, he never got the ball taken off of him. He is playing at a world-class level. We talked about how Gerard Martinez is not at the level of Barcelona, where Casado is beyond that. He is playing at a ridiculous pace. You know, you look at the Bayern Munich game, you look at the Real Madrid game, you look at the Espanyol game. What happened when he came off? We became shite. The 2 other games against Bayern Madrid, he was sublime. In this game, there is no difference, and he is now reassuring all Barcelona fans that we don't even go into the market for a pivot anymore. We talk about, you know, Zubimendi and this and that and whoever else we're being linked with. We don't need that anymore. You have Casado, you have even Bernal, who, by the way, was starting ahead of Casado at the beginning of the year, so apparently means that Flick thinks that Bernal is better, so when Bernal comes back, that competition, coverage, playing together will be absolutely fantastic, and Casado is just becoming more and more of an integral player. He reminds me a lot of the surgeons of Ivan Rakitic when he came to Barcelona, because I'm not comparing the players, but I'm comparing the impact and the importance getting into that team. When Rakitic came into that side in 14-15, when Xavi and, you know, was kind of dropping off, he came in, solidified himself with consistent performances week in, week out, being integral on and off the ball, and always getting, you know, the low-key praise. Casado's now getting that as well. And at this rate, he will be, of course, I think right now he's an undisputed starter. I think no one can touch him. I think he's the first name on that team sheet in the midfield 3. When you have midfielders like Frenkie de Jong, Pedri, Dani Olmo, Fermín López, and he is the first one on the on the team sheet in the midfield, says enough about the level and the quality of the player this season. So that's my analysis from the match yesterday between Barcelona and Red Star Belgrade in the Champions League. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course in the comments down below as well. Let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss, and of course make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca. Yes.